All right. Welcome to part 5 and the final part of my cancel culture series. Understanding cancel culture. We've done the history, we've done what is cancel culture, we've done what cancel culture is, the history, the good, the bad, and now we're going to do the opinion. So, this is mine. This is completely opinion, but I will back it up with facts and statements that help support my claim. So, my claim, cancel culture is good in the right hands, but in the wrong hands, it's one of the most dangerous societal weapons that we've ever created. What I mean by that is, well, in examples we heard from example, Procon, which was my first, one of my first sources that I picked out, was it helps weak and disenfranchised people actually have an impact on society. And I really, really love that. That's a good thing that happens. And that's really good. And it's used in the hands of the right people. It can be used in the hands of the right people to create a better society and a better world. And we should be using it like that. People should be held responsible and people should be like held accountable for what they say. That's good stuff. That is really, really good stuff. That's societal change right there. That's societal change. But getting to my second part, in the hands of the wrong people, it's one of the most dangerous weapons that we've ever created. What I mean by that is that our society is an informational society. Yeah, a lot of our power is based on information. Who has the information? Who controls the information? Who decides which information is in right? And if we put cancel culture in the hands of wrong people, they have a lot of power, unchecked power, to where, let's say that you said something that is not necessarily bad, but it's not bad in your area, but it is bad in other areas. We say things around here that's like kind of like ooh, but then in other areas that could be like, how dare you say that? That is sexist and racist. How dare you? And so you say that, and then around here it's fine, but then over there it's, well, he should be canceled now. You know, he should not be allowed to be in this site anymore, and he should not be allowed to say things anymore. And so you get canceled for something that you thought that was all right that you said, and it's never explained to you, and they're never giving you a second chance because you're canceled. Cancel culture is like it's like an antiviral, to where, or excuse me, antibacterial. They don't care what's good and what's bad. They just take out whatever's there. If it's a bacteria, it takes it. If it's a statement that could be taken as one way, it just completely plows right through it and you get canceled. Use it too many times and you're bound to get somebody who said something that's completely fine, but nobody cares and it's just a hate train. Again, I think it's good in the right hands, but at the same time, like, I'll take a quote from the Urge, Cancel Culture is Toxic, one of my main sources here, from a person who was canceled. It says, one of my favorite quotes is this, is, here we go. If someone did or said something that didn't sit right with you or made you uncomfortable, you should let that sit for a day. And then in a day or two, bring this up with the person. Explain how you felt and give suggestions on how they can change their behavior. This allows for constructive and meaningful conversations to happen, and additionally, it gives people opportunities to improve and mend their relationships with the people they work with. This is an example of mature problem solving. What we see in cancel culture a lot is immature, very, very immature problem solving, to where it's like, I don't like what you're saying, so you're not allowed to say things anymore. This is working with the person, not just negative, but actually constructive criticism. Constructive, not destructive, like I gave you an example of before. All in all, I just think cancel culture is it's a double-edged sword. It's good for the right people, but it's bad if it's just like any weapon. You can use it for defense, but you can also use it for attack and vengeance. I took up this topic because I actually kind of like I have input on this because I have seen this going on for a long time, and I see the right things and I see the wrong things, and I'm starting to see too many of the wrong things to where people are just canceling people because they said something that they didn't like. You know, not that wasn't socially correct. It's just what they didn't like and what they don't want them to say. And that's not right. Cancel culture is all right when it's in the right hands. You know, if you cancel somebody for saying that, like, racist comments or homophobic comments, okay, you know, that's good. If they apologize, good for them. If they change their character, that's even better. But if it's for something as simple as saying, like, I don't like Asian food, okay, that's fine. But if some people are like, are you are you implying that you don't like this culture or this race? I just don't get it at all. I think it's childish sometimes too, because maybe sometimes people have an actual, are actually offended by this, and maybe I can understand for like 2 seconds. But at the same time, if it's something as small as like a comment about food or like shoes or something, then you just let it go. It's not something you destroy their career over. Which that's another thing. Cancel culture doesn't just like help, like doesn't just cancel celebrities, it cancels their entire career and their entire source of income and their entire personality, all they worked for their entire lives. It's not just a go this far kind of thing. It's a you're done thing. You know, you're completely done. And I think ever since this argument like started this debate, when I was looking it up, there are far more sources that were positive, cancel culture is bad than cancel culture is good. And it's reflected in the research, in my opinion, now, because in doing the research, I could not find a single source that was like strong about how cancel culture is good, except for like two. One of those was an opinion thing to where it was pro and cons. That's not really a good look. So yeah, that just kind of reflects my opinion there. So all in all, and in conclusion, cancel culture is a double-edged sword because when the right hands, it can cause amazing societal change towards the right direction, but in the bad hands, it can cause a downfall of an entire group of people. So yeah, this is the conclusion of my series. I had a fun time working on this. Maybe it doesn't sound like it because I'm kind of monotone, but yeah, I had a fun time doing this series, and thank you for allowing me to do this. See you in another project, I guess.